Okay,
your
so
notepads.
the very basics of Beestone involve manipulating three things. In fact, manipulating items such as Brentos, crayons, any items in general. You have to manipulate Bebo in some cases, and you have to manipulate enemies. These are the three things we work around to make cool level creator magic, I could say. And the reason it's called Beastone first and foremost is because of the bees. Bees are really cool because if you stack them here, there's a stack here of, I believe, 3. It's basically stack spheres. This is a Roblox property. If you stack spheres up together and something touches them, they explode. And if you trap that explosion in a wire like this, you can make a bee wire. And you can actually make a signal happen. So you take one side of the bee wire, take another, and you have an output like that. So that is why it's called Beestone first and foremost. That is the simplest thing to use in Beestone is a bee explosion. Strap a bee in a tube. Oh, and by the way, why it can't reach me is because bees and all enemies are 5 studs big, so it's kind of peaking here, and it can't go past this thing. That's why we built that. Now, and then it traps the second bee here. All right, so I'll start with the most simple to understand, or at least something fundamental you gotta understand, is items. So here's an item on a moving platform, and see how this one moved, but this one didn't. This one's almost the same exact height, right? This one just goes one more stud high. So why did this one fall, not this one? I'll play that back again. I'm not gonna go anywhere near these guys. That one falls, that one doesn't, right? And that's because there's this thing called resting property or sleeping. I just call it like frozen items. And if how it works is also I can actually do this too. Let me go interject here. I can do this too. So when this is going, I can get nearby and then I activated it. So how this works is 2 properties here. First is when the thing it rests on moves far away enough from it. I forgot how far away this is compared to this. I think this is 11 compared to 10. It will fall down as you see here. But also, if something goes nearby it, such as an unanchored object that moves near it, we'll also update it. And it'll allow it to be active again and fall down. When it's not active, it's actually much akin to a wall. It's much akin to a wall, as I can demonstrate up here. Actually, I can't demonstrate yet. I need another level. Then with Bevo's properties, all we're looking for is to use interactions with objects such as seesaws, maybe some states of Bevo to manipulate, and make sure that things can happen in a cool and interesting way due to Bevo. And I'll get more into that later. And then lastly with the combination, this is machine alley right here. This is machines and stuff. I'll get into all this more, but yeah. Okay. Any questions so far? Nope. Okay.
Just
Oh,
one thing actually. I think I've asked this before, but like, or does it depend on anything, or is it just like a random fixed distance?
I'm pretty sure it's a fixed distance away from the thing it's rested on. Like if or a thing it collides with, I believe. So let's say I have a item. Let's say I have a moving platform here. This is a moving platform, so are anchored. It actually used to work unanchored, but Roblox patched that to make it more optimized, I guess. Oh, here's a cool level creator tip. Press Q. What you're facing is -Z. To the left is -X, and to the right is +X. So if I want this to go this way, I just need to put +X here. So let's go 20. Let's do 0, 0. And I believe this should also update it, because it collides with it, and it moves far away enough. No, I'm gonna maybe put more here. I believe it only goes to 100 for the offset. I think Poke can corroborate if it does or not. No, it doesn't update it at all, as you can see here. Even though this touches it, it doesn't update it at all. Even though it goes really far away. I'm pretty sure it goes far away enough. So that just means that it needs to be resting on it to be updated by a thing here. Yeah. But if it was an enemy or another items, let's say I just drop this pot nearby it, actually I can just do this instead. Move that. Yeah, that should update it, right? But we can take this principle and make a cool machine out of it. This machine right here, we call these detectors. So a detector is a machine ready and set for you to get detected nearby it. So when Bebo moves by, the crayons will fall. When an item moves by, an item will fall. These are the simplest Beestone things you can make here. You can take an output out of this. You can take a lot of stuff. You can make a detector out of just a plant even. This plant here, if I move near it, it should tilt left and down, but I don't know. That might take a while. No. I don't know. But normally you can make a plant detector. I think I'll show that off later when I go to PlayDB to show off some of the Beestone creations I have there. But yes. So you must be wondering how do I put Beestone to my level? How do I actually make this useful to me? Well, let's think about how you can make a door. Yeah, a door is the simplest thing you can make here. So let's say I want to get to the other side of this door. If there's two guards blocking me here, then all I need to do is kill these snowders, right? And then the door is opened, right? So you could have a way for the snowders. Also, they respawn in this. Don't mind that. You could have a way for like two passageways where you have to kill the snowders first and then come back later on, and then you can go through the door. That's really simple. Another thing you can do is give an item to a player, right? Say we put a water column above this here, and only when it gets detected will it drop the crayon to where you can use it. And there's a bunch of other manipulations. This is a very useful machine for Beestone. This is a very useful machine. Say Bebo has an item, and you don't want him to have this item. This item we do not want him to take this item into this area here, right? So what we do is we place a door, and doors actually make Bebo throw items. If it worked, I need to blow this for a second here. It actually forces Bebo to throw items like that. It drops them perfectly like that. And I use the door to clip Bebo out of bounds. Normally, you would not use the door without the crayon here, as you can see. You need the crayon to go through the door. Yep, like so. Makes sense. Hello? Okay.
Hi.
Okay, I'm just gonna turn you down, sir. Alright. So yeah, this is really nice machine here. Also, this is a special class. I can look through it, but that's a custom Growgrass thing. We don't mention those things here. Now that is a very nice simple way to separate an item from a player, and so you can require it a different. So let's say you push a button here with a B wire. B wire is set to go up here. Now you have two separate areas, and you need to push this B wire to get an item per se from that button. We can like from up here, right? Now, there's also a special property of Brentos that we also need to apply. Brentos are a key feature of Beestone because they can break hard boxes, and they can break normal boxes. They can break a lot of boxes. They can also break beehives. If people didn't know this, you can break beehives with them.
Explosion.
Yep. And what I'm going to show off here is custom, but does work on a majority of blocks. This block right here, this is a cushion block. That's why I'm like crouched down here. These do not break Brentos. But even in normal level critter, there's things that don't break Brentos. Most notably, the log. The log, the top of the log here, does not break Brentos. I'm sure this is due to parenting child properties, that this part of the log is not actually part of the map that should break the Brentos. It's a parent of whatever, it's a child of it. Right. And that is the property. Also the tops of trees have the same property. A lot of things have this property here. And what you can do with this is craziness, shenanigans. Let me go up here and show you what I've built so far for this. So let's say we want to have this Brento into this chamber, right? We put this Brento into this chamber, right? Perfect. Then all we need to do is explode it, and the Brento will fall down due to the displacement. So how? Okay, I should get more into detail for bee explosion. Bee explosion, honestly, what they do is displace items. So if an item is inside collision, let me get this out. It would be displaced if you know this, right? If an item's inside collision, it will try to be displaced inside of it and try to move out. It's not like it's been bumped. It's not like it's like a collision. It's just trying to move outside of it. And it depends on where the item is, where it will pop out, all that sort of jazz, right? Bees honestly kind of like teleport to where the Brento is, and then it will just push it out using its collision. So that's how this machine works, and that's why we can just make this. Lampposts also do not break Brentos in normal game. And I actually use this machine. I'm going to be using this machine for sure in Spleef when that comes out. It's been a thing for 2 years, and it's still not done. So, yay me. But yeah, you can.
Still greater than 2.2.
But you can do some cool things. Here's a thing CG made. That's not working right now. But you can. Here, let me try. Let me get this working for CG. So if I put that there. Nope. Shout out to CG. He's a good level creator. You can check out his PlayDB stuff. Yeah, you can just kind of stick a Brento onto this. It's pretty funny. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So you can just stick a Brento onto a pike. Could be useful. Could be funny. But you can break this hard box to release an enemy. You can do a lot of stuff with breaking boxes. You can open doors and stuff. Brentos actually only break things if you drop them. If they're just placed on a thing, they do not break because they're not active yet. Once you drop them, they become active, and then they can break things. So you kind of have to activate them, siphon that, funnel that active Brento using stuff that doesn't break it, and take it near a hard box. Enemies and items do not also break Brentos, so you can use those to, do work your magic. So then let's get into the what you can build, right? Let me demonstrate that because I want to do this section here. So how do you make a detector? You want to first take 2 cool sticks and just put them together. Now highlight the bottom cool stick. This line here we're going to be using, that top line there. Get a crayon. And what you want to do is find the line and find it that it's halfway in this line here. So that's perfect right there. Create another one and go up. Make sure there's something that uses MPS in the level, so place some water if you're unsure what MPS is. And all you need now is a block right here. And that should make a detector. Well, it sometimes fails, so you have to be careful.
AP, what floor are you talking about?
It's the wetlands floor where it has the exact same principle
So,
of the snapshot thing.
Here you go.
6 or 7.
Perfect.
Oh, snapshotting, that's 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here you go. This is the detector. You can make this yourself. So it's just that simple. Another
Yeah,
thing to
Vic
make
uses
is
the Beestone
an
Lesson for that.
activator. So this activator here causes, this is moving platform is the same as this moving platform, but because this crayon is literally jiggling right next to it, it's causing it to update. This is look at this. It's just jiggling. It's just jiggling. It's
The
crazy.
crayon shaker.
And how to make this is also really simple. So you take a block, right? You take a block. You get a basic, right? I grab the crayon. Make sure the block is underneath all the crayon. Make sure you basically embed the nose of the crayon into this block, only the top bit of it though. Make sure this block only takes care of this the top bit here. You want to make 2 of the ones that go into the nose. You want to make a little bit of roof, and you want to make a little bit of so that can't escape too. And then you want to definitely make the side walls. So I can just do this real quick, and that should make it work. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't, but who cares? It's Beastone. It most of the time works. You can finesse it if it doesn't work. I got it's weird. Normally, if you want to not do that, you can do this, which is with a roller. This can also activate items when you don't need them, when you need them to be activated. But yeah, so that's the majority of Beastone. So let's get into complexities. Does anyone have any questions so far? Sage?
Actually,
What I can think of.
are there any advantages of using the roller updater versus the vibrator updater?
Not really. It's just big. It's just bigger. So we used I try to use this updater because it's smaller, right? Um, but that's mainly it. I use
Also, there's that.
Not Jate said, is there any viable manner of transporting Brentos with enemies?
Not really. Because you're gonna need a. So what you're gonna need to do for that is, you're just gonna have to like have a snoder here, right? Like up here, right? And have a Brento and have like a log rotated, which you can do using level creator shenanigans. So I just click the rotate while I'm in the create menu, and what you can do is rotate now out of that. You can barely see the rotate, but there, now I rotate that. So you can rotate logs like this to create a surface, like a slope surface, because gravity is our friend in Beastone. You always want to make use of gravity, and I'll show this off later in this section here. And you can probably put a snoder here, and then have a Brento resting, or you could have this less rotated and then make use of the snoder falling down, right? Snoders are heavier than Brentos, so that's something you could do. But there's also the idea of using moving platforms and putting an enemy before the moving platform and where the Brento will be, the active Brento that you dropped, so that it doesn't break on the moving platform, so you can push it that way. Because again, enemy and items do not break active Brentos. So yeah, there's those. Now I'm going to show you some stuff that's useful with this stuff, with these ideas. Let me go to what I've been working on recently, because I think it's really cool. And Fate saw a picture, but I'm sure he doesn't see the full thing. So this is not the full thing. I need the newest version of this, which will be this. Here we are. So here's the thing I've been building for this section. This section right here is the item manipulation section, if you remember correctly. First, I want to show you this, actually. First, I want to show you this. I thought this was funny, and I just want to show it.
When was this last updated?
Yesterday. I worked on this yesterday.
Oh, okay. Oh, goddamn. Okay. Just making sure.
Apparently this doesn't work anymore. That's hysterical. I love this game. Okay, whatever.
Awesome.
Anyway, so here's some a simple
Remake
thing you can
Skywars
do.
puzzle.
So normally when you want to use items or enemies, you have a point A and a point B. So the point A for this section here is point A is up here, or as the input, and point B is down here as the output. Now this will only output upon a certain condition. So it's basically a gate, right? Right here, it won't output. So just dropping it won't output. Only if it only outputs if you dropped this beforehand, and I can show that off. So this needs to be sideways like this. That's what the gear tries to accomplish. It's kind of random, but I just let it be because it gets the job done eventually.
Sisyphus.
Form of Sisyphus.
Sisyphus.
I can't believe I think the meme was out there in the world before we made it floor 1, right?
Not for
No,
very long.
it's because we saw floor 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
The meme was made
even
like
though we
July
didn't.
7th or something.
Damn, the cog
This
is uncooperative.
usually works
Literally
sooner than this. I'm sorry. This is very weird. That's not working.
Yeah,
There it
Maybe
goes.
because you're
There it
standing too
goes.
close to it.
There it goes.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, no more Sisyphus.
So then now it needs to go. Yep, it'll drop down. And it stops right here. There's like a one stud thing. One studs are hard to make. You have to use custom code. But once that stops it, then it makes a brace here. And once you drop that, it can fall down without activating this system here. So that's pretty simple to understand. I could have showed that off if I didn't pause.
Everyone, make sure to check out A3 for single stud scaling.
So true.
Yeah,
And play
really.
OP.
Okay, so let's show something else off here. This is a gate that only works if I'm just gonna do this and set it up manually, so you guys don't have to wait for it to work out. So this is a gate that only works upon a certain condition. So this block right here is a crayon, right? This crayon is active because of this. The reason this is not working, well, I'll do this, and then you guys can see. So, as I mentioned before, when an item is not active, it's like collision. It works like collision. So, because that crayon was not active, it basically became a part of the wall, and just let it go. Let it continue on its way. And you can see this more clearly here. Let me manipulate this for a second. I need to remove that. And you can see that more
Wait, I
clearly
wanna ask
in
a
this
question
thing
about that.
here. So this crayon's gonna fall. This crayon's gonna get pushed, and it's gonna be right here. You see this? It's not pushing it because this is working like collision, and that just got collision pushed out basically.
What the hit?
Because it
Is
worked
that
like
a question
collision.
about the transistor thing?
Yeah, this is the transistor
Is that
thing. Yeah.
wouldn't the crayon? Yeah, wouldn't the crayon moving upwards like trigger the crayon acting like a wall to
That's what
be
that's
actually
what
have
my
physics?
normally I would think that it would do that, but it must not be moving enough, right? It must not be displacing. It must be displacing slowly enough where it doesn't matter. In my mind, because this thing's really shaking. This thing's kind of slowly going up, right? This, that's my thinking behind it. But I don't actually know the real answer. I don't know the in-depth code behind all these processes.
Be here. I do not have time.
Okay, Funky.
Okay, aren't you in school?
I'm gonna lower the volume.
Oh shit.
Frozen class.
Anyways, now we go back to this device. So enemies have a 5% hitbox. So if you look at this enemy here, what we want is input here, output here, right? But if we drop it, it'll just fall down. Well, that failed instantly. God damn. Okay. Lol. I forgot to do that. If we drop it down, it will just fall into this hole here. But if this crane, wait, there's no crane there. Well, if this crane is activated here, let's put a crane there. If this crane is activated, it'll actually push it down here. And now that the enemy is there, we can take the output, and it can go down. And once that crane is there, basically this can, okay, I can show this off too to you guys. I can show this as well. When this crane is active, it will push this fish out of the way, allowing for this crane to be dropped down here. There's a bunch of stuff you can do with active, inactive items, and that's what I was trying to show here. But if the crane is not active, if there is no crane that doesn't push here, I can show that off as well. So when the crane does not move, fish does not get out of the way. So you need the crane here for this to work. Pretty simple. But these machines take a long time to build, so yeah. This one uses a crane to fill a gap here, so the crane can just slide down. I don't really want to show you guys that. But yeah. There's another way to use item updating, and I'm going to use that in a different section in the puzzle pyramid. It will be in the here. I'm going to get this level out. I'm just showing puzzle pyramid off to you guys now at this point, but it's a good demonstration of what's going on here. So right now there's going to be a Brento here, and a Snowder is going to fall down. What's going to happen is that this Snowder is going to only update this Brento when it's below the moving platforms, like you can see there. And that will happen again with these Gloobies here, but only at some times. This is a legit randomizer you can make. This Brento needs to be not updated, the moving platforms need to move up, and then the Snowder needs to update it, like that. Literally, utterly random you can make this with, right? But I can make a gate so that you have to drop 4 Gloobies into this area, and have it all still work out perfectly normal if you do them out of order. One more gate. This is a good randomizer design if anyone wants to use a cool randomizer for items. One more gate, and we can see the cool action. Okay, well that Brento just barely failed. It's random. I can't expect this to go on command. There it goes. All right. So what we added, this is Growgrass only. These are Brahms. These trigger on lava, and they're basically Brentos, but they have a radius around them and trigger on lava and a timer, and they can break these smooth blocks. But that's a Growgrass exclusive. So make your Beestone here. Okay. So that is the item updating portion of this class. Now I will go to a different section. Let me get out of level creator. Actually, no, wait. Let's go to the machines first. I'll show you the machines first because I did make those.
Wait. Escape L enter out of level creator.
Have you seen the
you
smooth
should-
block
are you
way?
gonna show off?
Yeah. If you have a long smooth block and then you can like do
Yeah.
communication.
Yeah, with Brahms, yeah, you can definitely do it. Yeah, definitely. I
Very
can't
tough.
show Brahms off because this is technically that's Growgrass only, right? But I'm just trying to show. Oh, this is Epic. If anyone's hearing him, he's the second best person at Beestone. Because no one does this. No one does Beestone. Anyways, here's Plants Axle. This is really
Also, you
cool.
wanna
So
show
what we
off
do.
Explosion?
What we do is wedge out plants into these holes here, this hole on each side that's really small, as well as we can make it. This is a half-scaled block. That's you have to make that custom in level code. Not even A3 can do that, eh? Not even A3 can make those. Actually, no, wait, they can't they? You have single scaling, can't you? Fuck. All right,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
scaling.
yeah. So what these can do is
That's
they
really cool.
go out of their way and they just rotate inside that hole. So we can literally make this is called plant axle. And if I instead had a pot instead of a crayon, it wouldn't work because the pot is too big, right? The pot is just okay. It doesn't matter. I messed up the pot anyways, but the pot should be too big for this. Yeah, the pot's too big. Not enough inertia in this, so it's not enough force, right? You can also make a door using a bead, just a bead here. If you didn't have access to pause, which most people do, then you actually can't go up this without snapshot collision. You will keep taking damage. You can't spin, you can't do anything up there. So that beat is literally good to go. But if you lure it in a different, like say in a different section, then the door's open, and you can actually go up. That's simple and nice. Now here's something cool. This is a recent thing here. So let me delete 2 of these crayons, and let me show you what happens. With just these 2 crayons, once you introduce the 3rd crayon, it actually makes a signal go through. But if I just removed, sorry, if I have 4 crayons instead, I believe, it actually creates a signal without doing anything, right? And you can actually add or subtract things here to make this signal take less or more effort. It wouldn't matter. And this is a comparator. We can compare this weight to this weight, basically. And if this one triumphs this
All
one,
enemies weigh the same.
all enemies do weigh the same except bees, except flying enemies, because these don't have high inertia because they don't have gravity.
All the other ones weigh 3 crayons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to use snowders because they don't have AI movement, right? Another thing you'll have to know about why I use bees over snowders and why bees are the best is because snowders and guards have infinite wide detection. They can detect you from an infinite distance away vertically. So these guys can see me, but the bee can't. The bee cannot. And that is why bees are the best, because you can put them in places where normally where a snowder and guard can't be, above or below you. So yeah, I kind of used that mechanic in this section here. So if I drop this Brento, it will push this bee forward, allowing a fish to escape. It's captive because it's captive on these crayons here. And if you're trying to go up this tube here, you will now be able to, because actually I made a side gate here too as well. I made 2 gates. There. Okay, come on, just give me this. There we go. So you can just go through. But normally you can't go through. I can show that off as well. You can't go through because you can't go through because the fish. And the fish is locked in place because of these crayons and the weight. So it needs to be pushed using these crayons. Okay. I did that as well. Also, this guard here, you can lure a guard to push down these fish. That's another thing you can do. It's a simple gate as well, so now you can go through this passageway. Alright, so that is the item and manipulations. Any questions so far?
You use a guard there, not a snowder.
You can use both. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a soap button. It's really simple. You can just drop items out of it. I just wanted to show that off. But yeah, so that is this portion. I will have to go to Level Creator to do the rest, because there's 2 things I need to show off here. I'm going to go to EMK's PlayDB because I have some levels to show off as well. There's 2 more mechanics I want to cover in today's course. So we have the item updating, we have the bees exploding, We got a bunch of cool machines. I might go into more in depth on those machines later, but I just want to do a surface overview today. And what I want to go into is 2 more cool mechanics that allow Beestone to be very funny. Excuse me. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so there are 2 mechanics. I think, Epic, you should know of one of these. It is the void trigger. Do you know about that point, Epic? Void trigger?
Yeah.
Okay. So the map always has a void in it, and if it's not the default negative
I've heard you talk too
400,
much about it.
yeah, if it's not the default negative 400, there's a void trigger associated with making the void at a different place. This is a block that sets where the void should be, and PlayDB does not seem to be wanting to load. That is unfortunate. So I'm just gonna reset and try again.
Check out A3 because it
Check out
shows out where
A3.
the void is.
Check out where the void is. Yeah, that is true. The void triggers are shown in A3. But I can just show you. I should. No, I'll go to A3. How about that? I'll go to. No, I'm kidding. I have stuff in PlayDB I have to show. Sorry. If it could load though, that's the question. If it can load. Oh, it's loading this time. Okay, good.
Not Jay says all this information in a PDF with reference images and explanations of the usage in an actual map would be really cool.
Yeah. A lot of these again are theoretical and stuff and such. I can show you how to make something really easy and simple, real quick here, then. Because again, it's hard to like put these into a map. You need an A output, B. You need input outputs. You need you can make a B wire with a button that dispenses an item. Yeah, I can show something. No, I mean I'm gonna have to do a default here. God damn it, PlayDB. God damn it. Let me check console. Let me see if there's something errored. Wait.
Yep.
Nope. Okay, it's in. Okay, good. Oh, this is a cool 2D level I made. Should I go into this? This is technically Beestone, I guess. It doesn't matter. It's not part of this tour. Okay, so here's a simple thing you can make. I found this recently.
It's advanced Beestone.
It's a very simple machine you can make that dispenses an item for you, right? So you take a platform here. You take this here. Let me get a thing going here. And all you need is a crayon. And actually, I can just rotate this, and you can see how this exactly works. So when this crayon is here, it will be in the machine, right? But if I jump up there, it will come down like that.
Oh yeah, you should.
So this is a very simple, go to this ceiling, go to this corner, and jump to release an item. That's a very easy thing to add to a level. Another easy thing, as I probably showed this off before, but crayons can be keys. You can add a door in the ground like this. This door is normally totally unreachable, except if you're holding a crayon, because crayons actually extend a hitbox downwards. It works for portals, works for doors. So yeah, that's a crayon is a good key for that you can give the player to open a door that's in the ground. And let's go to a different level I have set up. This is the first Beestone level I've ever made. Basically, the first Beestone level I ever made. And it is called Enemy Rush. import. So
The first one you made.
yeah, it was the first big one. I've made other levels first, but this is like the first good Beestone level, right? So if you can see up here, there is, wait, why is that like that? Okay, great. So if you can see up here, there are enemies lining the top here, right? Gloobies in this corner, Snowders and Manwalks, and all of these are held up by this one Snowder, right? But I have something special for you. There's an item in this game that's innocuous, right? So let me play the level. You can see what I mean. If it loads. Damn, loading's been an issue today.
What is that soap thing?
You'll see. It's really cool. But once it loads, I can show it. Alright. Just hang back.
I mean, ever to see.
Actually, while we're waiting, what's the coordinates of what, like, the soap?
0, 0, 0.
I'm gonna write this down.
So,
Oh, just 0, 0?
this Snowder is holding up this entire line of enemies. Right? Nothing's happening. Until I step on the soap. Until I didn't get it, damn. Until I step on the soap.
Speech bubble.
So, the soap here actually doesn't disappear, doesn't delete. All it does is teleport to 0, 0, 0. And that is right where the Snowder is. And so you can make a button out of this, and this is what soap button is. You can make a soap button out of that. And you can hide the soap anywhere in the level, does not matter. So that is soap button, and this is enemy rush, so the enemies rush down onto the arena in here. But that's the main Beestone mechanic. What you can see here down below is different. So down here is the simplest things in Beestone. So what this is a counter, and this counts guards. So to kill the guards, you have to put these in these holes here. And I can show you what happens when you put guards down here. When a guard goes down here, they get siphoned and funneled down into here. They actually have an AI property where they try to go back to where they spawned. They spawned over there, so they're going to home back to where they spawned. This is to sort Snowders from guards, because Snowders don't have AI, so they can't do that. And so now this is a counter. This is going to keep the guards in this little area until there's enough. And once there's enough, there can be a bee explosion, as you know. And that bee explosion drops a Brento down into the chamber here. And that allows players to break this hard box to get the win. Pretty simple. This is the simplest Beestone level I've made, right? So, I can show you now the TP void trigger. So let's import nothing. And to find where the void trigger is, it's actually really simple. So you take a block, you look at the grid here, so you can see the grid. You want to be flush with the floor here. And you can see this is the middle of the platform. It is 3 blocks from each edge. So right there is going to be where the void trigger is in the map. So all I need to do is do this to highlight it and delete this. And then I just need to place an item. I can place any items I want. And I can now drop them into this hole. And once they're dropped, they actually appear back. They actually appear back where they started. And that is how you can make repeatable things. Now let me go to a level I published. Any questions so far, by the way? I go to a level I published recently.
Well, actually, I do have one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the soap becomes a tiny stud at 000 when
Yeah,
it's
it becomes the
not filling.
smallest
But
stud it can be.
what
Yeah.
happens to the snow? What happens to the snow? Like why does that?
The snowder got displaced
What happens
out.
to the snow?
It got displaced out because of the soap.
Oh, okay.
Right, collision push,
I see.
as we mentioned. So this is a repeatable detector I have made. The void trigger is right down here. So once an update goes through here, the crayon will pop up, reset its position, so it goes vertical, because the default crayon position is vertical, even if you rotate it, and you can just repeat it. Repeatedly detect it using this. So all you would need to do to reset this is put this crayon in the void trigger. I guess it broke, but it works for a fair bit of time before it breaks, so yeah. That's something you can do. Let me see here what I can also show off. If you want to sort between different items, you can do a velocity sorter. So if I throw all these items in here, you can first see this. So now, but the Brento, you can separate a plant from Brento and crayon. No, sometimes the Brento goes in here, but sometimes it happens like this. But yeah, you can sort between different items using velocity itself. You can also... Oh, here's the plant detector. Here's the plant detector I wanted to show off. So there's a plant right back there, and it's right next to a bee stack, right? If an item goes near it, it should start falling... Unless Roblox update broke this, because that would be funny if it did. I'm pretty sure a Roblox update broke this. That's hysterical. No longer works. Oh my gosh. Ah, that's funny. This level is no longer
Or could it be a
available.
problem with the decompiler?
No, it used to work. Epic, it used to work. That's why I beat the level.
What's water priority?
Water priority is different. I mean, I think I can show that off. Okay, sure, why not? Watch this.
Is it not? It's not consistent.
When does that happen?
When the
It's an
level
undefined
loads,
behavior.
it picks which one of these has priority. I don't know. It's utterly random which one of these has priority.
Oh my god, you can make like the worst level ever. Just do
Yep.
a bunch of those.
Yep, that's what this level basically is, but you can choose this level. But yeah, it's utterly random which water it picks. That's water priority. If you create the water, the newest created water will have priority, but if you just import a level, it's random. Here's Face the Right Way. I guess this is a cool level I can show off. So these fans make it so that you can't get out. So if I go like this, like nothing happens, right? But if I per se face left, or I face up, I get voided out. But if I face right, I don't.
Why?
And if I have the backflip here to not void out, but if I face right here, I void out. What I have to do here is wall jump to face left, and then I don't void out. Now that has to do with the the raycast, floor raycast. So Bebo has a center one that's hitting nothing right now, and it has a right, left, top, and bottom. And now there's a set priority that these are in, so it's now it always prioritizes the right one over the left one. So I can take advantage of that by making, if Bebo's on the right here, so the left one it's going to think it's just clean void. But if it's not, then you get voided out.
Why did wall jumping change that? Like, why didn't
I faced
how
a
were you
different
able to
I faced a different angle, right? So that the different priorities happened, right? So I can just beat this level real quick for you guys to see. You have to jump here. You have to go like that. See, and then I failed because I went backwards, right? But yeah, I thought I would show that off. But yeah, is there any questions? Do I have to retry any of the stuff I did? No? Is that it? Alright, I think that concludes this lesson of Beestone. I hope everyone enjoyed. And yeah.
That was great.
There's definitely way more intricacies I did not get involved in. I can go hours into the machines and stuff.
Yo, do high explosion.
Do Hive Alright, I'll do Hive Explosion just for you. This is technically a glitch, not Beestone, but I'll do it for AP. Again, Beestone is not about glitches. It's mostly about manipulating physics and Roblox bugs. And probably bugs in normal game as well. Hive Explosion's very simple. You get a Brento, get a Hive. I'm going to get a log just for insurance purposes. So I don't break the Brento when I'm doing stuff. And I grab a B. To finish this off, we're going to do High Explosion. There's way more intricacies with this game. I didn't even get to the stuff Bebo is responsible for and how Bebo works in Beestone. That's a different beast to tackle. But yeah, so let's say I do that. You can get a lot of bees.
Classic.
But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, and see you later.